It's almost like I was looking for the love I wanted from myself in other people. And that's no way to live. Your energy is so important, and Magic Mind was so kind to reach out to me and send me some of their products to try before sponsoring this video. Magic Mind is a mental performance shot, and I've noticed personally while I have been taking this, I don't experience afternoon crashes anymore because they help to increase your energy levels while actively reducing your stress levels. So I love experiencing the same amount of energy throughout the day and not crashing in the afternoon. And I also personally love how this doesn't replace coffee, so you can have it alongside your coffee. If you are interested in trying Magic Mind, you can go to magicmind.com/URIOSTE and use my code MEU20 to get 20% off a one-time purchase or up to 48% off your first-time subscription for the next 10 days. Thank you, Magic Mind. Hi, my name is Emmy. Thank you for coming back to my channel and thank you for watching this video. So, something I have always really struggled with is self-love. We have a on and off relationship. We're a bit toxic with each other at times, but I've gotten to the point to where I am so annoyed and frustrated, and I'm just so tired of feeling this way. If you've watched my previous videos, then you know that I have been feeling a bit lost in life, a bit like I'm on autopilot, like I'm not fully present in my body. I'm just watching, going through the motions. And while I did discover that this came from me not centering my life on me and kind of focusing my attention on everything else that's around me, I do feel like my relationship with self-love plays into this, because since my center of attention has not been on myself and I haven't been centering my life around myself, I almost like broke up with myself. You know, I lost sight of who I was. I lost sight of my goals, of what I wanted my future to look like, of who I was. Like I really do feel like I'm going through a breakup, and it's like I'm missing a part of myself, which makes sense since I was not feeling like my regular self or how I was feeling, a couple months ago. So when you're going through that, and when you are feeling like you don't really know who you are, you feel like there's like a void, something's missing, of course that's going to lead to you feeling other negative emotions, comparison, insecurity, overall sadness. It's almost like I was looking for the love I wanted from myself in other people. And that's no way to live. Let me tell you that right now, girl. It's very sad. It's borderline desperate. I was borderline desperate. But while this is obviously something that I'm going through, I just got to a point, like I said earlier, where I was so fed up. Like I don't like feeling this way. I don't like feeling insecure when I walk into a room. I don't like being like scared of a partner or of men or of I don't like feeling insecure in my body. I don't like beating myself down when I catch a glimpse of myself in the mirror. I don't like comparing myself with the girl who just walked across me. Like I hate feeling that way. I hate feeling this way, and that for me is the first step in reversing this shit. And when you're feeling down, when you're feeling insecure, when you're feeling upset, the best thing that you really can do is talk to someone. And so I had a very deep conversation with my best friend, and we came to a conclusion, or I came to a self-realization that this whole thing that I have been feeling, this whole rut that I have been going through, this whole down that I have been going through, I really feel like this is stemming from my lack of self-love and how I have never really prioritized that as much as I should have. So yes, my goal for the end of the year is to focus on self-love and myself, but having that conversation with my best friend, he opened my eyes up, and you know what? He told me, I think he gave me some of the best advice I've ever heard in my life, but he suggested that why don't I date myself? Why don't I try to build a relationship with myself that I recently lost? Why don't I try to get to know this new version of me? Because she's obviously feeling alone, and in life, are we ever really alone, right? Like, the one person we will always have is ourselves. So why am I not gonna try to get to know her and love her for who she is? So that's what I'm doing. I am dating myself. I am getting to know this version of me, and I'm getting to love this version of me without trying to change anything. I have been trying to change something about myself for my whole life, I feel like. Instead of just accepting who I am and loving myself for who I am, me and my friend came to a conclusion that I should act as if I'm seriously like in a relationship with myself. So the other day I went on a solo date. I went to go eat breakfast by myself. I brought my diary and I tried to be off my phone as much as possible, which I really succeeded at, but it was hard. It was hard. And weirdly enough, it felt good. Like it was definitely romantic. I was romanticizing it a lot, but it felt nice to just sit in my own company and get to experience what emotions I felt in that moment, write in my diary what I'm doing, what I'm feeling, how I want to come about this. It was a new experience for me, and it was getting myself out of my comfort zone, getting to know myself in a setting that I typically don't go alone to, and I actually really enjoyed it. It was there was something so comforting about being able to sit with yourself and enjoy a meal and not have a care, because I realized that nobody's looking at me, nobody really cares about me in this moment, and I I'm taking the step to get to know myself, and at the end of the day, that's all that matters, right? Who knows, like maybe my future husband will just sit in front of me one day. But after that, I bought myself flowers, and then I realized it was National Boyfriend Day. But I bought myself flowers. I actually bought myself 3 dozen flowers. I was needing the extra love that day. I plan next week to go to the movies by myself. I plan to do more errands by myself. I plan to show up to more places alone by myself, get myself out of my comfort zone, put myself in a new setting so I can meet a new version of myself in a new setting. When I look at myself in the mirror, I try to compliment myself as much as I can. I remind myself how beautiful I am when I'm brushing my teeth. I check in on myself. My diary has been my best friend these past couple of weeks. I have really just been refocusing my attention on me, and I've only been doing this for a couple of weeks, but let me tell you that there really is a big, big shift in how I'm doing now. I remember one day I was feeling very low and I was just in bed rotting. I didn't want to get up. I didn't want to do anything. And that morning I let myself be. I gave myself a lot of grace that morning, and I really sat with myself and tried to understand what I was feeling. And that's where I realized that if nothing changes, nothing changes. I've said that so many times, but it's so true. If you don't do anything to cause change in your life, change is not going to happen. So, my advice to you would be to date yourself, to do something, to get to know yourself, to get out of this insecurity that you might have been living in this negative relationship with yourself. Again, you are the only person that you will ever have in this life forever. So why are you not going to try to love her or him? And it's not about changing yourself. Again, it's about getting to know who you are and accepting who you are, changing the relationship you have with yourself while accepting who you are at the same time. Because this is you. No one is ever going to be you. No one is ever going to be me. And that is what's so beautiful about life. And God, like, when you really center your attention on yourself and put so much emphasis on you and your life and just work on yourself, every other aspect in your life will match you, and it will open opportunities for you. It will give you clarity on the things you want now that you have a sense of who you are. And you're just gonna get an understanding of life that you haven't had before. You're gonna get an understanding of what type of friends you want, of what type of career you want, of what type of romantic partner you want, of what type of relationship you value now, of how you want to treat yourself. Like, so much clarity comes from you working on yourself. So much love comes from you working on yourself. And I really do believe that when you can learn to love your internal state, your external state is going to match that, and you're going to have opportunities and things come your way because you are now living on a different frequency. You're living in love, and love will find you. So try it. Date yourself. Get to know yourself. Get to love who you are, because life is too freaking short to live life insecure and sad and boring. Cause some change in your life, because remember, if nothing changes, then nothing changes. And I think you're meant for a life that's bigger than that. But with all of this being said, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget that if you are interested in trying Magic Mind, you can try Magic Mind at magicmind.com/URIOSTE and use my code MEU20. I love you, and I will see you in the next one.